everybody, this is Star with H&S Designs Now. In today's video, I wanted to show you guys how I wire wrap hoop earrings, okay, just like this. Any size beads you want, any kind of beads you want, pre-made hoops, or you could make your own, or anything like that. I'm using pre-made. This pack of hoops I just happened to get from Fire Mountain Gems. The beads right here are welo opal, Ethiopian welo opal. This is what a larger one, whoopsie, looks like, and they are quite expensive, so I'm trying not to lose it. But I'm trying to let you have a really good look at the stone. There you go. This is what they look like. This is a ring size for me, so this is a ring that I'd previously made. This is one of the opals. Okay, you can kind of see the flash, the colors, how it looks. And so that's what these are. These little tiny beads are welo opal beads. To give you a really good look, you can kind of see the flash in them. For this, you do not have to have these. You can use any kind. You can use chip beads. You could use round beads, bicones, anything you want. This is just what I happen to have and what I wanted to make today. The only reason why I had this and the ring out was just to give you a little bit of a better look. So I'm going to be using these hoops that I've gotten. Like I said, you could make your own. I'll also be using a 28 gauge plated silver parawire. For the size, since these are such small, tiny, itty bitty beads, I wanted a smaller gauge wire. So if you have a little bit of a larger bead and has a larger hole, you could probably get by with a 28 or 26 gauge. This is just what I'm using for today, because you can see they're teeny tiny. And I've already got my wire cut. You probably need about 1.5 feet, something like that. This is a pretty small hoop. I'd say this is a little bit smaller than 1/4, something along those lines. You're probably wondering, why don't you just string on the beads to this? Well, it won't go, especially since it has a little indent right here at the top, and then also down here. It won't go straight on there. You could get some beads that are big enough to go on there, but mine won't. So if you happen to have beads that will not string, this is your next option. You will need flush cutters to, of course, cut your wire, and some kind of pliers. I love these Xeron pliers. I'm so glad that I spent money to get them. You don't have to have those pliers, though, specifically. You could use chain nose pliers, a regular pair of bent nose pliers, just whatever you happen to have. And it's mostly just to flatten down the wire ends once you get it. So with these are so small, I literally will have to take my wire end and string up the beads. But I don't know why I was starting to do that already. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to put that little tiny bit through these 2 fingers to hold it. And then I'm going to wrap 5 times. That makes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm going to go back around once more to, so to speak, make a 6th. But this is where we're going to squish it down really, really good. I'm going to stop right here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull this up. Get my flush cutters. Go ahead. Now, if you want to, you could leave that tail on until the end. But I'm just going to go ahead and cut it down and flatten the wire end. For these earrings, it doesn't really matter too much which direction the wire end points. I would just definitely make sure that the wire end is flat and flush. good and tight. All right, and I think, no, I'm not. I don't have it. Let's see. Yep, I think I've got it that time. There we go. Push it up. All right. So that's roughly 5 wraps. Okay. Now I'm going to find my end of my wire right here. And now I'm going to string on my bead. With these being so tiny, if I picked these up, I would lose my hole. I would not be able to see it. So I'm going to use the end of my wire to go ahead and try to find the hole and get it strung on. I almost have it. Ugh. Now for the other earring, I just happen to have used 14 of these tiny beads. Depending on the size of the bead that you choose, you may need more, you may need less. But I did realize that I had a bit more of a gap right here than I intended to have. So I probably could have used 16, maybe even 18 beads. I'm going to do another 5, technically 6 wraps. 3, 4, 5, and then 1 to grow on. Squish it down really nice and tight. And then I want to make sure that, whoopsie, that my bead is sitting exactly where I want it. I want it sitting over the top of the hoop, just like this is, okay? Not to the side or in the back. I want it laying on top. So I'm going to straighten my wire out, find my end, and I'm going to string on another bead. And like I was saying, if you happen to have larger beads and you can pick them up, by all means, this is a rough way to do this. But I had these tiny opals, and I was like, what do I do with these opals? They're so small. What can I do with them? And I've had them for months. I kept trying to think, what do I do with these teeny tiny opals? When I purchased one little bag, and I got a second little bag for free. And I thought that they would be bigger. That makes 3, 4, 5, and you can tell if I talk and work at the same time, I will lose my numbers. But I kept thinking, what do I do with these little tiny beads? And they're expensive. This is an expensive type of stone as well, so I did not want to do anything that was going to waste it. And I don't know why, just like out of the blue, earlier today, earrings, wire-wrapped earrings. I thought that would be absolutely gorgeous. That makes 4, 5, and 1 to grow on. And squish it down. You don't want to squish too much, especially if you have any kind of beads like this that are really small, because this wire, even though it is a thinner gauge wire, it could crack or crush the bead. So you do want to kind of use a little bit of caution. Don't push too much, okay? It just depends on what kind of beads you're using and everything. String on another bead. So this is a very beginner friendly wire wrapping video. So with this one, it didn't quite go on all the way, so I'm just going to help it out a little bit. Whoops, and I almost lost it. Come back here. Okay, got it right down there. Put it where I want it and hold on to it. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 to wrap with, 1 to string. And let me see if I can get this one that's on my table. Maybe, oop, Where'd it go? Oh my goodness, I just lost it. No. We'll find it. It'll be okay. Get this little, here we go. Hopefully it's just, yeah, there it is. It's just sitting under my tools. Alright, string this little guy on. Whew. And I'm working in very limited amount of space. If you've seen any of my other videos, you will know I have a very limited amount of space, and I constantly hit my tripod arm. And I'm trying to stop doing that. 3, 4, 5, 1 to grow on. But you know, when you're limited on your space, it can be very hard. Woo! Trying to run away from me. Okay. That one actually did really good. Yay. Okay. And again, you're just going to set it down. You're going to hold it. And you're going to wrap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 to grow on. Now, I would suggest that if you have, say, a copper-colored ear hook, you'd probably want to use a copper-colored wire. Something that will either complement or match completely. Because I do have some dark ear hooks. I'm not entirely sure what the color is on them. And if they're black, I don't have any black wire. At least not right now. Not at the time of filming. So I have to pull them out, pull them off, get some really good lighting, and take a really good look to know what color they are and to be more exact. 2, 3, 4, 5, and that one. And as you can see, you know, we're about halfway. We're a little over halfway. This takes no time, at least especially if you're using larger beads than I am. Okay. Oh, there we go. So just getting them strung on. And again, these are such small beads. That's why I'm having such a hard time. And just getting it strung. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 to grow on. Okay. And I keep saying 1 to grow on just because, I don't know. Growing up, you got birthday whoopings, and you always got however many whoopings that was your age, and so to speak, 1 to grow on. So that's kind of where that saying comes from for me. String this little on and get it where I want it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 to grow on. Okay, that's how it's looking so far. Pretty good. Let's see. And there we go. Okay. But it just happened to be, like I said, that the 14 did well. Let's see, I lost my count. That's 4, that was 5, and this one's the number 6. But you could choose just to use 4 beads, you could choose to use 10 beads, you could choose to use 20 beads. Just however many, and it kind of depends on also the size of wire you're using, the size of the hoop that you've got that you are doing anything with. I just now realized my camera was crooked. That was real nice. Sorry about that. Oh, and I don't want to lose them. I have 3 left. I don't want to lose those. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 1 to grow on. Tighten that up. You do want to make sure, what I did not do with this one, the reason why there was a little gap is because I did not make sure that it was tight at the top as well as the bottom. So that was what my mistake was, making the first one. Find my little hole. There we go. That did pretty well. Let's see. Okay. And 1, 2, woo, 3, 4, 5, 1 to grow on. Okay. Now, if you have bad eyesight, you could probably use a pair of magnifying glasses. 3, 4, 5, and 1 to grow on. However, though, if you're working with wire and gemstone, you probably, yeah, I don't know. So this is my last one. If I can pick it up, there we go. Try to straighten out my wire end a little bit. And you can see I kind of do have a bit too much wire, but sometimes I'd rather have too much wire than not enough wire. Excuse me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 to grow on, and I'm going to stop right there. And now I'm just going to kind of wrap a little bit more, just so that if this moves some, it's not going to move too much, and it's also securing everything down pretty well, securing the wire down. I'm going to do a little bit more. Alright, and I'm going to stop with that one. I'm going to clip this as close as I can. Set my scrap to the side. Or attempt to, because it didn't want to go. Didn't want to stay. Find my end, and I'm going to pinch that down really, really good. Ooh. You also want to run your fingers over it and make sure that it is down very well. And it could be a little bit better. And that's much better. That's already. Let's see. I think I can get it a little bit better though. There we go. And there you have your very pretty, very easy, very beginner friendly wire wrapped hoop earrings. Ta-da! And also, while I'm thinking about it, if they happen to be, you know, off the center, you literally just push it, especially while you're still wrapping them. Just make sure you get them in line right where you want them before you get too far, because then you know, you saw I tried to move it, kind of made it a little difficult to move. But excuse me. Thank you so very much for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, leave those down in the comment section below. And I would love to hear from you. Anything you'd like to say, even if it's just, hi, how you doing? Also, if you have not hit the subscribe button, please do that, as well as click on the notification bell icon so that every new video I get, you'll be notified of that, if YouTube works properly. Also, if you would like to purchase these or this or anything else that I happen to have had, I have an Etsy store. You'll find a link to that. I will put it right here in the video, and then I will also have it down in the description box for you to click and go shop and purchase if you'd like, or whatever. I have other links to other social media as well in the description box. You're welcome to visit those. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video again, and I hope you have a great day. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.